What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. Happy 10-Bit Live. We are here. We are live and alive. Thank you so much for being here. If you're watching on the replay, thanks for catching it. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Hope you have not been going too crazy. I feel like I have been going a little bit crazy, I'll be honest with you, but that's okay. That's okay. I was running around. Sorry for not posting on the group. Sorry for posting a very late story. But we done made it. We done made it. I'll post in the group real quick. Just while I'm here. Oh my goodness. Just pull this over here so I can see chat too. Anyway. Folks. It's been a week, man. It's been a week. Our youngest is 5 months old, which is crazy. I feel like we just brought her home. Today is our oldest dog's 8th birthday. We are just staying busy with work, busy with kids, going crazy. All sorts of insanity around here. You don't talk about how hard your life is for the first 2 years of my life. I couldn't walk. WCW, what's up, brother? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. First 2 years you couldn't walk. That's crazy. That's a long time. But you are wrestling now, though. So that means that you made up and then some. You made some real progress. You know what I mean? You actually, turned a corner. But I hope you're well, man. Good to see you. Oh, what else is going on? I don't know. I can do a whole waddle now. That's awesome. You can pin a dude in less than 5 minutes. I know nothing about wrestling. Walking is overrated. Emily is correct. Emily is very correct. Emily, hope you're well. So good to see you. I am thirsty. I gotta pour something. Somebody name something. What should I pour? WCW, you likely don't know what I should pour. unless you have a random thing in the back of your head where like, I know what bourbon is. I should tell him to pour that. Otherwise, Miller Lite. I had a Miller Lite yesterday, actually. I will be drinking a beer with some of these bourbons in a little bit, though. I do not have any Miller Lite, though. I wish I did. I genuinely love Miller Lite. New Riff I could do. I have New Riff. Where is my New Riff? I have it nearby somewhere. I thought I had New Riff nearby. Is there any left in this bottle? That bottle is empty. Let me go get some New Riff. I just grabbed two. What the heck? Sometimes you just have empty bottles of bourbon around, too. Why'd my camera go blurry? I don't know. I've got one that is 110 proof, and the other is 112. So we'll start with the 110. Actually, we'll just pour them up side by side. Why not? Why not? The 110 proof is from Liquor Barn. And the 112 is from our buddy Matt Rualt, Mr. Aiden English, Wrestling with Whiskey. Your Twitch got banned? Dog, why? Because you were hopping into everybody's channels and asking. That's crazy. I feel like it shouldn't have gotten banned for just asking people questions. I am sorry that it got banned. Like I have seen some insane reasons for people getting banned on Twitch. But popping into chats to like ask a question like that does not make a lot of sense. I don't know, man. I haven't had New Riff in a hot minute. Yo, those are completely different. That reminds me, I need to do something else on Instagram. Testy Paul, thank you for the follow on Twitch. We'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually to being a partner or whatever on Twitch. We'll get there one day. I look forward to it. But that time will come. If I had more of a chance to, you know, play video games as well, that would be one thing. What is happening? but being a low tier troll, they didn't want to say huge. Completely fair. It's so crazy what is considered trolling, though. You know what I mean? Because you were not doing anything that was, I would argue, heinous or, damaging to anybody. But it is what it is, man. Either way, I'm very sorry. But regardless. Twitch is for the people who grew up without fathers. Sorry for anybody who's watching on the replay on Twitch. You have been called out by our resident teen. You've been, you'll never recover from such a sick burn. I'm very sorry. I'm very, very sorry. But hopefully you can get over it. Your father? I am not fatherless. My dad is usually in this chat, WCW. Show it on your stream so that... Oh. There you go. Now the Twitch people see it. You're right. You're right. I should have been more diligent and actually... This is... Yeah, look. Sorry, Twitch people. This is from the YouTube community. He said, "You're fatherless." The depravity of youth. The depravity of YouTube. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, you know? Oh, man. Let me pop up real quick and see if there's anything that... Because I don't feel like there was any prescient bourbon news that was really happening this week that really needed to be talked about. Unless I missed something. If I missed something, y'all, send it to me in the chat. The mudslide at Buffalo Trace. That happened. Hang on. Let me do a something here. Bike and Bourbon, good to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. It has been a minute. This was crazy. Nobody was hurt, thankfully, but there was, and you know, we did have just horrible Breaking Bourbon is the top in the country. Breaking Bourbon is the top in the country. You're right. We had some terrible storms, some terrible rains and flooding in Kentucky. Most people are aware of this, and I'm still working on how I want to do this. We will be doing another fundraiser though, for Kentucky floods, before too long. Oh, you were saying like Breaking Bourbon's the top in the country. I see what you meant. The reason that I was confused there, WCW, is because there is a website called Breaking Bourbon. Like, and they're one of the best websites for bourbon news. I thought you meant like breaking. Or I thought you meant like breaking bourbon. I didn't realize you meant like breaking. Bourbon's the top in the country. I do want to try. I desperately want to try. Okay. For anybody who's like, what's going on with 10-Bip? Why aren't they putting out some of the reviews that we want to see from them that we see from other people? We just haven't gotten them, okay? Brewmaster, what's going on? How you doing, Matt? Good to see you. I desperately want to try this Cathedral French Oak. Finished in 300-year-old, or barrels made from 300-year-old French oak, which is crazy. But we did not get any. So we will be on the lookout. I think the packaging is amazing. Of course, we'll go to the actual website for it. $100 a bottle for 350 ml. I know, but rested in 300-year-old French oak barrels from the storied. That's like as old as the people that watch this. All right, dude. WCW throwing strays here, brother. All right, man. Hey, you know what? We're gonna let the resident youngin stick around in here because he's absolutely able to keep up with us. Amazing. Rested in 300-year-old French oak barrels from the storied Berthet. I don't know how to speak French. I don't know French pronunciation. I apologize. Forest. These ancient trees were originally harvested to restore the iconic Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris following the fires of 2019. One of the funny things about that, though, is one of two things happened there. They either had an excess of this oak, or Bardstown Bourbon Company was like caught wind of it, and they're like, "Come here." They're like, "Hey, give me some of that." They're like, "We gotta make some whiskey. Come on." Sounds gimmicky, but haven't found much from them I didn't love. I mean, yeah, of course. Hang on, I gotta fix my mic real quick. Yeah, it is 100% gimmicky. But as far as like the blending of it, it's all Kentucky bourbons. They're all they're all high rye ish. I mean, it's but what isn't semi gimmicky anymore? You know what I mean? There's gimmicks around no matter what. I mean, let's look at Preservation Estate pot distilled wheated bourbon. I mean, in some capacity, there's no way that this is not going to have a like willet component to it. Joe the Sample Guy, what's going on? I hope you're well. I was kind of hoping that the mash bill would be listed here. Oh, it delivers to the price. Wow. It's got a 4 out of 5 from Breaking Bourbon. I almost got banned on Whatnot? What's Whatnot? Dog, are you just making stuff up now? What is Whatnot? You drinking her beer? There's an app called Whatnot, your social marketplace for Pokemon cards, luxury handbags, and more. It's an auction site. Yo, if they've got like vintage or semi-vintage like toys. Okay, so it's like old, or it's like a new eBay kind of thing. Is it like live eBay? I have never heard of Whatnot. That's pretty dope. I wonder, if they've got comic books, I am in. Live eBay, there we go. I've got a buddy that sells cards on there all the time. I've literally never heard of this place. Hang on. You can find some cool stuff from time to time. I will definitely check this out. Again, no clue. Sounds awesome. It sounds addictive. I will say that much. But yeah. Anyway, back to Buffalo Trace. Their landslide. What I was saying earlier too is that Kentucky a few weeks ago, for anybody who doesn't know, and I think most people do know, and it mostly affected like eastern and southern Kentucky. We were hit with some very significant storms and flooding, and we will be doing another fundraiser sometime in the near future. I want it to be more than just like a stream. I would like for it to last a little bit longer than a stream. I would like for it to be a little bit larger scale. I'm still trying to work out what that's going to look like in what capacity. So don't think that I'm ignoring this, please. American Delta Sports. Is that you? WCW? Is that the? Oh yeah, that is you. Yeah. Because that was your thing on Twitch. Anyway, we'll be hitting this before too long. Don't just be on the lookout for it. But regardless, it wasn't just this storm. It was also that, we had another round of pretty heavy snow not too long after it as well. So even in, a place like Buffalo Trace, and it doesn't seem like there was any like equipment or anything lost, but at the very least, it's going to set back a little bit of production, I imagine. That being said, though, it is nice that not nice, but it is unfortunate that it happened at the very least. Speaking of products that we have not received samples of so far, the Jack Daniel's 14-year-old no $10K dollar surviving bottles. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people memeing about that, and it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if some weird Survivor bottle came out of this, honestly. But, no, you know. Oh, it'll definitely happen. Yeah. Hola, Peroso. Estoy en el hotel tomando cervezas chilenas. Quizás un vaso de wild turkey. Salud. Cheers, brother. Hope you're doing great. Good to see you. It's a very okay. So for it's hard to explain the concept of like Survivor bottles or what this is, like outside of the scope of anybody who doesn't fully understand what that might mean. But a few years ago, there was a tornado that hit the Buffalo Trace Distillery. I say a few. It was like a decade or so at this point. And it tore through the roof and it knocked some barrels out. And those barrels went on to be used in a product called E.H. Taylor Tornado Survivor. And originally those bottles were like, you know, $45, $50 or maybe $60. I don't remember exactly. It doesn't matter because they wound up going onto a secondary market for literal thousands of dollars. I mean, it was insanity. And the joke persists anytime that there's a storm or any kind of natural disaster at Buffalo Trace or a distillery where a warehouse might collapse as well, that there's going to be some kind of product that gets released where we, you know, are going to see a product put out that's like, you know, brush fire survivor or flu of 2024 survivor or whatever. You know what I mean. Anyway, that's the kind of joke that Matt was making, and it is insane. But jumping back real quick to the release or the announcement, at least, of the 14-year-old Jack Daniels from, what are they calling it? The Aged series? Yeah. We have, I know a lot of people are putting their reviews and everything out right now. I'm not sure that we're even getting a sample of this as of yet. I hope that we are. I'm going to hit Jack Daniels back up again. If not, I will be on the hunt for a bottle of this. We've received all three of the past 10 and 12-year-old releases. Well, 2 and 3. That's not good. That's not aged. It's just a freshman. The zingers, man. The zingers are excellent. Anyway, I'm not anticipating that we're gonna get it. And it's fine. I mean, there were a lot of people that were getting it early for reviews, and it totally happens, you know? It's part of it. So I am very much on the lookout for this. This is something we are definitely going to be getting. I am not sure how soon this is going to be released. I don't know if this is like second quarter second half of the year. I do know, of course, that we are going to be seeing the Old Fitzgerald Bottled and Bond 7-year-old mainline product that's going to be on the shelf as a shelf staple coming out in quarter 2 of this year. Around the reported price is supposed to be about $50. So, you know, what the Heaven Hill 7-year Bottled and Bond is that. So anyway, I'm getting off track. But that review should be coming out in the next few months. But we initially saw from Heaven Hill that there was going to be an Elijah Craig barrel proof rye that you could bottle at the distillery during one of their experiences. And everybody was kind of like, that's great, whatever. Let us, get something that we can find in stores. And then, like, within a couple of hours, I think, or the next day or something. I think it was like the next day or so. We got the label for barrel proof rye. So not sure what this is going to look like exactly. It's hard to go by, the proof and the age that we've gotten on some of these. But if it really is 12 years, 2 months, and 134.1 proof, I will be thrilled. I can't complain about that at all. But we will be reviewing it very, very early, I'm sure. This was something that caught a lot of people off guard, and was very... a lot of people were frustrated with this label. So to catch you up very briefly on it, I don't want to spend too much time on it. But a new Bourbon Lore product label that came across the TTB called Stitzel Reserve that had no real indication whether or not it was distilled at Stitzel Weller, but was 24 years old and 90 proof. It's said on it Louisville, Kentucky. Maybe worried about the price, though, for a 12-year rye. I think that, Tony, I think that the 12-year rye is still going to be in the same price point as, because I'm more focused on the fact that it's another Heaven Hill barrel proof product. Likely it's going to be in the same price range as the other Heaven Hill barrel proof products in that range. So we'll see. That's actually age. Still can't rent a car though. Yeah. WCW, ADS, whatever. You will find the longer you spend with us, and the more that you discover the world of bourbon and whiskey. Products that are considered older typically are in the 10 to 12-year-old range and up. Bourbons that are 24 years old, ADS, we got it. Bourbons that are 24 years are exceedingly rare. It is incredibly, incredibly hard to come across anything that is 24 years old because bourbon is made up of water. Of course, it evaporates because it sits in a barrel. By the time that it has sat in a barrel for 24 years, a good chunk of it has evaporated. So you are not going to get a whole lot out of it. A lot of people are trying to turn a profit. They are trying to put as much into a bottle as quickly as they can. So you get a lot of 6 to 8 to 10-year-old bourbons. Not so much these 24-year-olds. So likely this is going to be an expensive bottle. We're talking hundreds of dollars. Anyway, the controversy around this was there was no state of distillation that was on the bottle. It just said single barrel bourbon whiskey. It didn't even really say straight bourbon. But we can assume, of course. It does say Stitzel-Weller Distillery, but even then, it's like, where did it really come from? The assumption, though, if you read a little bit further into it, and I think other people did a better job of explaining this because they have more insight, was that this, because it was bottled at a place that you may know better as what is the Stitzel-Weller Distillery as it stands now, the Five Keys Bottling Company. No proof it's actually 24 years old. The only thing we can go off of is the fact that it says 24 years on the label, which is in and of itself supposed to be, that is the proof that we are supposed to be given. What people were complaining about largely is that they don't know for sure that it was from the state of Kentucky. Even though there were indicators on the label that kind of leaned into it. So, like, this response here, no state of distillation, no buy, seems like a gimmick. There was a lot of just kind of hubbub over the past few days. That it was, it could have been from Indiana, it could have been from Tennessee. Tennessee was the main question that a lot of people were raising, or the main not question necessarily, but like it was their main guess that they had. But regardless, it was it was kind of a cluster. And it's not that anybody was like coming out just straight up defending bourbon lore necessarily. But there's no reason to be like they're pulling the wool over your eyes. So anyway, I think that's all I really want to go over as far as like, some of what's been happening. I think otherwise, yeah. So I'm gonna finish up these new riff pours. Just an English cheers from Anthony Iturieta. Good to see you, Anthony, Mr. Iturieta. Bag of donuts. When are you coming back, brother? I know the Chile trip is usually a bit long for you. Oh, and Tony Joey. He's here, too. Anyway. March 12th. Daggum. It is a long trip. I'm going to clean these glasses out. I'm going to go grab the Black Ops barrel-aged bourbon stout as well. Or bourbon barrel-aged stout, rather. Excuse me. We're going to get that poured up. 4 weeks exactly? Oh, 4 weeks that you will have been gone. I gotcha. Hold on, let me get this beer. The way I turned my knee was not a kind one. Twas not a kind one. Max B, cheers. Hope y'all are having a good night. Hope you are too. I gotta kill the bottles I brought with me so I can return with rare breed NCF from duty free. Nice. Does everyone past 25 have knee problems? Basically. Okay. So, OESO, BSF. Is it OESK that is the last one? Because I still don't have a bottle of the OESK. I'll let that warm up a little bit. Hang on. Yeah, OESK. Okay, great. But I have the OBSF, I have the OESO, and of course the OBSV. But the OESK, I do not have a full bottle of yet. Luckily, I still have the 10 recipe collection. So, I'm just going to use my little sample bottle. I can't enter 4 beers. I'm just going to use that in its place. Roses? I meant roses. ADS, you good, brother? Yeah, I'm just kind of vibing, having fun tonight. I don't really have anything that I was meant to review. And our buddy Jared sent my co-host Eric and myself our favorite stout. Got too much foam. Don't y'all watch anime? We do watch anime. Why? Mutant Arise. He's been at our capital. In our capital today, Frankfort, Kentucky, with his youngest. I remember someone. You have a co-host, where is he? Yeah. I remember someone telling me that. Yeah, I think someone in the chat was talking about it. Yeah, we're massive nerds as well. I mean, not just anime, but all sorts of stuff. But anyway, Jared sent us these Brooklyn Brewery Black Ops stouts, and so I wanted to pair them up tonight, or pair one of them up, because I got another, and figured I would start. Let's start with the E's. We'll start with the E's. Got a little OB. Nope. Tried to say it right, and I failed twice. OESO. And the OESK. Then we'll do the B's next. Dang, there's still a lot in that bottle. I'm gonna have a drink of the beer first because beer. Little grainy, coarse floral, cereally. Damn, I'm so late. Dude, I hope you're well. Good to see you. Kyle. Hope you're well, brother. So starting with the what is it again? OESO and OESK. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. It's been a long week. But what week isn't, right? You know? The OESK, when Eric and I did all 10 recipes, and even when we tried it on the episode that we did a few weeks back at this point, was not our favorite in the lineup. It was a little medicinal. It was a little bit herbal as well. I'm curious how it's going to pair here. This Patagonia Blonde Lager has become my favorite Chilean beer, replacing Kunstmann, yes, German, Torobayo. Tony, I would like to remind you that there is a child in the chat. Or a young gentleman. Oh, Tony, you actually missed ADS's first stream where he was in here a few weeks back. Now that I think about it, let's drop the lore real quick. ADS, our newest friend, our newest member of the family, Tony. Wait, were you here for him? I don't know if you were. Anyway, he was on Twitch at first asking what the best high school sport to play was. I don't know what I said wrong. I'm just saying, the first 4 letters of the second beer you mentioned sound a little... sound a little sus, Doug. Sound a little sus. Anyway, ADS is in high school. Anyway, he's having fun with us now. I pronounced it correctly. I know, I intentionally tried to pronounce it more German than an American who might say it in a way that get him in trouble. You know what I am. Think about the children. See? ADS knows what's up, man. And we're talking about Eric's son? Oh, no. Tony Bag of Donuts. No. This is not Dash. This is a new friend. This is a new friend. He's here purely for entertainment. Too much lore. Yes. What's my ranking so far? I just had the OESO. Right. Dog, I am throwing myself off so hard. Let me back up here. Real question is, what's the best anime everyone's seen recently? Don. Don is it's. I haven't had a lot of time to watch anything outside of that though. Edge Runner's best anime I've seen. Nice. The next one that I have, I'm between starting Orb or Sakamoto Days. Those are the two that I'm trying to decide between. So which if anybody has any opinions on which one I should start, I cannot make up my mind. You know what, Tony? You're Paul now. Do y'all want to know something? I'm planning. Eric never watches my live stream. I've seen 2 my whole life because what's the other one? Eric never watches my live stream. So he's never gonna see this. So I'm surprising him with something. And I'll tell you all. He and I both have a dream of Attack on Titan. I have not seen all of Attack on Titan. What I have watched is really friggin' good, though. I'm not a big kaiju guy, but Attack on Titan is one of those where I'm like, I can make an exception. Anyway. So Eric and I both, of course, dream of going to Japan one day. And he refused to show me the ending, so I've seen everything but that. That's hysterical. And Japan, especially Tokyo, is famous for their convenience stores. Bro, if he shows up as soon as I start talking about this, I'm going to be mad because I really want to surprise him with it. They're famous for their convenience stores and their egg sandwiches, their egg salad sandwiches, their tomago sandos. And recently, someone posted an exact recipe for the tomago sandos. He's right behind me, isn't he? Yeah. He's inhabiting the spirit of the professor. Somebody posted the exact recipe for the tomago sandos, and I tried making them earlier this week. I posted it in our Discord. And I didn't say specifically what they were. I just said I made something. And it was a very successful first run. But I didn't make it with exact, like I made it with American ingredients. I made it with like Heinz mayonnaise and American bread. And I went to a Japanese market in town earlier today and found the right mayonnaise and the right bread, and like everything else that we needed. Like we had, it also calls for like sugar and kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper and like all stuff that we already have. What I really needed was the exact things that it called for in this recipe, and so I went to the store earlier and I got it. And so I'm hoping that tomorrow morning before I Kewpie, yeah, it was Kewpie. And I'm hoping that I have time tomorrow morning to make up Kewpie mayo and milk bread. Yes, sir. It's exactly what it was. You're not using helmets. You can just go pound sand. I made it clean for the children. And I'm gonna make it tomorrow morning before we record in the afternoon. And yeah, I'm so excited. But anyway, and it was, let me tell you, it was incredible. I love eggs. I'm not big on egg salad, but the combination of everything on this sandwich was magical. And just knowing what I have ahead of me with the right mayonnaise and the right bread, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Hopefully I'm not paying $20 for eggs tomorrow morning. But we'll see. Heinz mayonnaise. Heinz is for ketchup and cheap mustard. Duke's at minimum. Duke's is the only acceptable option for American mayonnaise. High proof hot take. I hope you do a pour over like I did at Willet. We will do a pour over with Japanese whiskey. I'm such a mayo head. Sounds crazy, but I'm for real. Kewpie and Duke's for different use case. Oh yeah. No, I mean Duke's is Duke's or nothing. Like as far as American mayonnaise, Duke's or nothing. Everything else can eat rocks. Kick rocks, eat sand, pound sand. I don't know, man. Duke's or nothing. Duke's or nothing. But I got the Kewpie. I got the milk bread. It's gonna be incredible. I'm still trying to decide Nerf or nothing. Still trying to decide between. Yeah, we had the only reason that I used Heinz mayonnaise, was because we had packets of it that were left over, excuse me, from a Home Chef box that Lucy just didn't use. And like we didn't have any other mayo. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna wind up if I like Kewpie more, I might just wind up using it altogether. I've been watching a lot of Gintama, but I'd have to say The Disastrous Life of Seiki has been very good. I will have to put that on my list for sure. Either way, regardless of whatever bourbon I pick to go with this beer, it is genuinely one of my favorite stouts. Still. Kewpie's good but sweet? Is it the rice vinegar? Because I'm not necessarily like... If it's that sweet... Let me pull up the... Here, I'm going to have to... I want to pull up this recipe. Tomago sando. So I'm going to wind up making a double batch because when I made it, Tomago sando. When I made it earlier in the week with 3 eggs, it made exactly 2 sandwiches. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna double it. If Kewpie is sweeter, should I cut down on the sugar in it? Like that's my genuine question. Tried in a sando, probably well balanced. I mean, if that's the case, because I mean if because what's 3 times 9 eggs? Yo, I actually got 12 slices of bread. I wonder if I should just go ahead and make... I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to triple the recipe. Japanese often have a sweeter palate than the West for many things, including whiskey, supposedly. Maybe try a quarter teaspoon of sugar. Okay, you know what? Max, with that comment, that means to me, I just need to do it the way it is. Because the point is authenticity, right? It's not about trying to do it really towards like my taste buds. It's to make it to what it's supposed to taste like. I think what I'll do is, just for the sake of like time, I'll double it tomorrow so that Eric and I have enough for recording. And then ooh, they used light butter? You used light butter? What is your name? Namiko-chan. You used light butter? Home slice. What are you doing? Yeah, I mean, I did it to recipe on the first run, and it was, I mean, it was near perfect. So I'm just gonna stick with it. I don't really see any reason to change it, especially if I want Eric to have like the authentic experience with it. My YouTube handle used to be covered in butter. That's hilarious. I do love butter. I mean, don't get me wrong. But light butter? Mm-mm. No, says I. Yeah, I mean, it honestly was one of the easiest things I've ever made. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you all because, um, well, because Eric never watches the live streams. And I'm very excited to make it for him. Acts of service are it's one of my love languages. As is like what's the statistic, like 75% of people? But also, like, for me, it's also, I think the OESK, and I'm an O. Preferably I like O as a yeast strain. I think in this case the K is working better with the beer. So I'm gonna set the K to the side. Have you been watching First Date? I have not been watching. Wait, is this the? Hold on. What is First Date? That's not the that one like viral show, right? If my name was American as Delta Sports, you could call me AIDS. I'm just going to call you Ads. How's that sound? Ads is in the chat. Anyway, what I was going to say is, like, I guess serving people is like one of my love languages, like providing people with services. I enjoy, like, when I get to, and like surprising people in some way too. Like I like when I get to offer them something that they weren't anticipating and that brings them joy. I don't know. It's important to me when it's important to me. I think this is the first time I've ever vocalized this. It's important to me when I can offer somebody something that they love or they want to experience that they haven't been able to experience before or haven't experienced in a long time. And I think that's why, like, sharing special bottles of bourbon or rare bottles of bourbon is so critical to, like, why my existence as a bourbon content creator works, like why that functions. I don't know. This is like I'm having like a therapy session all of a sudden. I don't know. I like offering up the chance for people to break from their mental monotony, I guess. The unexpected of it all. Yeah. I think that's what it boils down to. Even in a routine. You know what it is? It's the Dale Cooper Twin Peaks Dale Cooper philosophy. Every day give yourself a one gift or one treat or whatever he says. Hang on. I gotta find this clip now. Here it is. I gotta turn the volume up. Nope. Nope.
Harry, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Every day, once a day, give yourself a present. Don't plan it. Don't wait for it. Just let it happen. It could be a new shirt at the men's store, a cat nap in your office chair, or 2 cups of good, hot, black coffee. Like this.
A present. Like Christmas.
There you go. That's what I mean. She mostly has comedians as guests and asks them dating questions like love language. Gotcha. Okay. Oop. Oop. No, but I have not been watching First Date. Is it First Date Podcast? With Lauren Compton. Yo, was Stavros was on it? All right. Well, now I gotta watch it. All right. All right. I'm in. I'm definitely in. All right. Let's move on. Watch that one for sure. I definitely will. Let's move on to the B's. Yes. OBSF and OBSV. Stavi is the ultimate draw dog. I feel like we're gonna have a mini like Stavi meetup at his live show at his show in Louisville in April, which I'm all about. Which I kind of hope we do. Anyway, let's start with the OBSV. I was planning on going to the Stav Bros. That sounds wild. I like it. That does sound like his fan club or something. The Stav Bros. The Stavros Halki us. Okay. OBSV, right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. Might be the winner. Might be the winner. Let's check on... Yeah, let's check on the F, though. Swifties for Bears, when talking about being fans of Stavi, is so funny. I really hope that that Eric watched Let's Start a Cult for tomorrow. Okay, so the E recipe, just in general, does not work as a pairing with this beer. The lower rye makes the beer too medicinal, whereas the higher rye gets it to be a lot more full-bodied, brings out more of those like cereal notes, more of the tannic qualities of the barrel-aged finish, too. Right now, OBSV is in the lead. And I'm kind of feeling like OBSV might have just been the majority of the barrels that they finished this beer in. It's really, really good. Did we invite Cliffy? Excuse me. I accept being a bear even though I'm not gay. I mean, the OG is still the best. I think so. And I'm going to do something here in a second to... I'm going to do something crazy to see if the OG really does, you know, qualify as being the best. Yeah, it's just not nearly as robust. All right. Clifton does like twinks. I mean, that's true. Clifton's a twinks and twonks man. So, I also have a barrel-proof single barrel pick of an OBS V. What's a twonk? A twonk is just a a twonk is a more well-built, bigger twink. But this OBS V pick is, what's the age? 9 years, 8 months, and is 119.6 proof. So right now, it's in OBSV territory. I'm so cultured, I know. I listen to podcasts, okay? But before I decide definitively, Jeffrey Wack, what's going on, brother? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, and Sugar Kitty. How am I doing? I'm doing fantastic, buddy. I hope you're well. Before I decide definitively if OBSV is the best bourbon to pair with the Black Ops Barrel Aged Stout, I'm going to try another of the Four Roses single barrels, but it is going to be my favorite recipe, the OBSO. This guy, though, is 106.2 proof. I got to get you to try this OBSK pick. Please, dude. Yeah. My love language is... ads, man. You're still young. You don't have to know. Don't submit to the pressure. You can still take time. Find out later. Just find the space, you know? That pick is so good. Okay. All right. Hang on. Ed, you're killing me, brother. Is this... Is that in Kentucky? Is what in Kentucky? I'm confused now. Taking your time? I don't know. Anyway. I will be very honest. As much as I love my OBSO, doesn't work as well. Doesn't work as well. Suggestion for pairing with a stout. Redwood Foggy Burl. Oh, it's a malt whiskey. Oh, I said that earlier. Okay. That's awesome. I definitely need to try that with a stout. I never really think about single malts pairing with oh wait, are you asking if Louisville's in Kentucky? Yeah, Louisville is in Kentucky. I don't know what you're asking anymore, dude. I'm sorry. my brain moves at such a weird pace while I'm live streaming that I don't know. Sometimes I just lose track of what's happening. And I'm very sorry. Either way, I never think about pairing single malts or really anything outside of, you know what would be a great strain? Is pairing weird whiskeys to weird beers. So like seeing if I could pair bourbon to IPA or Japanese whiskey to a stout or, you know, those kinds of things. Colored 24 karat gold. All right, Redwood. American single malts are great pairings with stouts, probably because most master distillers at great ASM distillers come from beer backgrounds, for sure. Wheaters and ASM are great for the chocolate notes, great for porters and stouts. Okay, Bruno Mars. Yeah, that was my first thought too. IPA is good with a Speyside Scotch. I just want to see if I can do it with a bourbon. Just something weird. That tree is crazy. Holy crap, dog. Oh, that tree is amazing. I'm a tree guy. I love trees. Like, look at the knob on that thing. Dude. I'm such a tree guy, though. I love trees. Among some of the tallest ever measured, 347 feet? Holy crap. Foggy Burl Tree collects 40% of its water from the fog each year for sustainable independence. It collects 40% of its water just from fog. Sorry. I'm just kidding. Dude, I want to go see the Redwoods too. No, I absolutely do. Anyway, so reading Rainbow. M, go get food. Enjoy it. I always hope to be in on Clifton streams, but you know, all or most of the Redwood releases are different giant trees. That's amazing. If you've never seen those trees and you're into it, you must. I have to. The last time that I was that far out west was 2017. The summer of 2017, the same year that I started the podcast. They're all named after redwoods. That's the whole theme. That's incredible. How many metalcore bands do you think recorded music videos in the redwood forest? Like 90% of them. All right, so I'm down to the OBSV. The question now is 100 proof or barrel proof? If you read the labels, they have the geographic coordinates of each of the trees. Awesome. Not all the trees are redwoods as far as I know, and I think they have done something that's not a tree, but I can't remember what right now. Max, if you do remember, please let me know. Can I just say, after not drinking anything barrel proof, it's very nice to drink something barrel proof. Okay. Yeah. 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 OBSV barrel proof. Definitively. Wait, let me grab the bottle. Great. What a wonderful shot. Parrot. Do it. All right. Folks. I think that does it for me tonight. What a fun time. Just goofy. Just good vibes. Just a nice time hanging out with y'all. If you haven't yet, subscribe, like the video, all that fun stuff. You know, support the show on Patreon. Wasn't blurry at all. Perfect thumbnail. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was. I nailed it. Next week, I don't know what's going on next week. We'll see. But regardless, I love y'all. Appreciate you. And that does it. See you real soon. Until then, I'm Perry. This is Tim Pip Live. You're the best. Toodles.